Let's share that almost sex trafficked story. As promised. One thing about living in my car, though, it's making me all nice and tan and making my eyes like pop. Looking good. Although I do need to re-dye my hair. My gray's coming in. I'm looking my age. I'm 40, by the way. I feel so old to say. Anyway. Okay. I'm also getting all sorts of bug bites. Happens. Okay. So I'm on several dating sites, and little backstory. I was raised Mormon, and I was a good one. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do drugs, I didn't have sex. The worst I did was swear, and everyone thought I was like this horrible heathen. No, I just swore and thought for myself, which I suppose in the Mormon world is hedonistic. So, but women are taught in that religion to give every guy a chance. And it is very ripe for the rape culture, which is very sad. Because, yeah, you give every guy a chance, but you don't actually sleep with them. And so then they go crazy on you because you're leading them on. Well, yeah, you are leading them on. So I didn't develop a backbone until way too goddamn old. Like recently, actually. Because I didn't tell Ben that I straight up wasn't interested until recently. And of course, a lot of them now are like, well, you don't have to be mean. And I'm like, I wasn't being mean. You want me to start, bitch? Because I can. So, oh yeah, sex trafficked, almost. I'm not really sure though. So, the hell? So I'm on all these dating sites, and now I straight up tell men when I'm not interested. This one dude is chatting me up, and he's hot, right? Or a good Photoshopper, who knows? And he wants a threesome, and I'm like, that is outside of my comfort zone. And he's like, well, what if I pay you? I'm homeless. I'm living in my car, and my food stamps haven't come in yet. I could use the money, right? Well, I don't know that, although my friends might have pointed out, my friends who have worked in the sex work field have pointed out since that is predatory behavior. To when someone says I'm not interested and they offer to pay, that is predatory behavior. But I'm like, I could use some money. Okay. So he asks me to find a third, and he drops 150 into my Venmo. Okay, well, he's already paid me, so to me, it's a job. And since I've recently come out as bi, I've matched with a lot of women. So I message all the women I've matched with, and I say nothing about the money because that's offensive to most people. I just say, hey, I'm thinking about trying a threesome. We've matched. I know this is weird, but I think I might be more comfortable with a man involved if I'm trying to start dating women, because I've never dated a woman before, so I might feel more comfortable with a man involved. Would you be interested? And no responses. And this is like days, okay? And finally get one. And he's bugging me about it. And he keeps upping his payment that he's going to give me. And it's up to like $400 on top of the money he's already given me, plus a hotel. Well, I sleep in my car. Yeah, I could use a hotel for the night. I could use a shower. So I'm kind of digging it. So finally I tell him, yeah, I found one. I send him the pictures of her on Tinder, and he's like, yeah, you found a good one. We meet at the hotel. By now, I've broken my foot, okay? Because I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair. But I don't have the energy to haul my manual wheelchair in and out of my car And I am not using my $30,000 electric wheelchair while I'm homeless. Plus, I don't have any way to transport it. So, there's that. So, he sees me come out of my car with all my crap, like my suitcase full of meds, my clothes for the night, my crutches, my medical boot, and he helps me put my boot on so I can like walk in the building on my crutches, and I'm struggling, right? And he's got to get like a big old hotel dolly for all my crap for one night. And he's like, wow, you're not doing okay. And I'm like, I'm disabled and I broke my foot. What do you want from me, man? And he looks up this girl's Tinder profile, and we're in the hotel, and he has me pay. And right now he's giving me like $400 in cash. Okay, and he's like, go get the hotel and just go pay for the hotel, and then we'll get her over. All right, so I pay for the hotel, and then we're sitting in the lobby, and he's like, did you know that she's a tranny? And I'm like, please don't say that word. And he's like, oh, okay, transvestite, slightly better. The word is transgender, but no, I did not know that. I didn't read her profile. Does that bother you? I've never done that before, but I've never had a threesome either. I've never gotten paid for sex either. This is all new to me. And he's like, well, no, it doesn't bother me, but why don't you just cancel it? You need to sleep well for the night. Just cancel. And I'm like, it really bothers you that badly? And he's like, no, but just cancel. Just tell her not to come. And I'm like, okay. So I tell her not to come. He's already given me $400, a little over one, which paid for the hotel. Then he gives me another couple hundred, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. Just you sleep well. And he bolts, right? And then he calls me and he's like, hey, I just saw how much you were hurting and how much pain you were in and how disabled you were, and I didn't want you to think that, you know, like sex was the apex of our meeting. Well, it was, actually, and I don't think he was smart enough to say apex, but that's what I said. Well, sex was the apex of our meeting, but whatever. And he's like, I just don't want you to think of me as that guy. I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, so anyway, just sleep well, and, you know, I'll see you next time I'm in town. Because he's not from town. He's from Texas. He was coming through town on a business trip. He only sets up these meets when he travels. So if that's not the sign of a serial killer, I don't know what is. So I don't know what saved my life. The fact that she was transgender, or the fact that I was really severely crippled. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm happy about it.